Welcome to the channel. Yesterday, Halo Studios announced their next Halo project, which is Halo Campaign Evolved. I wanted to gather everything we know about the game and put it all in one concise video for your convenience. So let's not waste any time, shall we? Let's get into it. So here we are. This is the official article on Halo Waypoint introducing the new game, Halo Combat Evolved. So as it says here, it's coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation in 2026. Starts off with a lovely piece of concept art. So here we are. We are pleased to announce that our next game, Halo Combat, Halo Camp, I'm going to be doing that a lot. We are pleased to announce that our next game, Halo Campaign Evolved, will be a ground-up remake of Halo Combat Evolved's genre-defining campaign, coming to Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PlayStation in 2026. So this is a ground-up remake. It is not a port. It is not a port of the game. It is a ground-up remake. Featuring new missions, expanded gameplay, two-player split screen on consoles. There you go. Online and networked co-op for up to 4 players on console and PC, and seamless cross-platform play with shared progression. It will be the definitive return trip to one of gaming's greatest journeys. Enjoy our first released concept art above and watch our roundtable reveal for a look at HaloCon, blah, 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 blah. So that is the first piece of concept art right there. It's absolutely beautiful looking. I already have this as my desktop. It's a good looking shot. Ring Reforged. Lovely piece of concept art right there. So Halo Campaign Evolved invites you to explore reverently realized environments and enhanced missions that capture the wonder and mystery of the original Halo tale. The vistas and monumental set pieces you'll encounter in Halo Campaign Evolved faithfully evoke the grandeur of Halo Combat Evolved's narrative and scenery, completely rebuilt with high-definition visuals, improved controls, and refined level design. So again, they are building everything from the ground up, including the scenery and the maps. One thing I have noticed just from watching the gameplay and the trailers is that they seem to have updated the Forerunner architecture to be more in line with the Halo Infinite version of it. It has gone through a couple of different iterations already, but it seems like they're lining it up more so with Halo Infinite's Forerunner structures and architecture than something like 4 or 5. So, expanded gameplay. Halo Campaign Evolved expands the Master Chief's original adventure with new missions, enhanced cinematics, more weapons, vehicle improvements, and more skulls than ever. More skulls than ever. Jeez. New missions. Fight beside Sergeant Avery Johnson, hell yes, one of the Master Chief's most beloved and stalwart allies, as you encounter new characters, enemies, environments, and dangers in 3 new missions set before the events of Halo Combat Evolved. Sergeant Johnson is one of the best characters in the first 3 games. I'm really happy to see him coming back. And as they say, it's going to be 3 new missions set before the events of Halo Combat Evolved, which is really interesting because I don't, as far as I know, Master Chief, right? He was just in that little cryo tube at the start of the original campaign, and he gets unfrozen, and that's where you start. So, if I'm correct from the books, he kind of goes from Reach directly to the start of the campaign. So I wonder where these new missions will be set. If they'll be directly before the campaign, or they'll be like set on Reach, maybe, or maybe there'll be like a prequel mission that's not connected to the main campaign, but it's just to kind of build the characters and build the relationships better. I don't know. That's really interesting. I'm really curious to see what they do with these 3 new missions. Moving on. Stunning cinematics. Battle through all of Halo Combat Evolved's iconic moments with enhanced cinematics featuring new motion capture animations and freshly recorded dialogue from returning cast members. That's really cool. I saw that they got the voice actors for Master Chief and Cortana back, and I do not know if they are doing the motion capture or it's somebody else, but I mean, regardless, that's really awesome. Immerse yourself in heroic exploits with a remastered soundtrack and fully rebuilt sound design that brings Halo's unmistakable weapons and vehicles to life in stunning fidelity. Just listen to all those glorious hunters shoot. Moving on, Expanded Arsenal. Wield 9 additional weapons from the Halo universe for the first time in Halo Combat Evolved. Battle the Covenant with the Energy Sword, Battle Rifle, Needle Rifle, and more instantly recognizable Halo weapons, alongside tried and true standbys from the Master Chief's first journey. So they did confirm a couple more beside the Energy Sword, the Battle Rifle, and the Needle Rifle. They also confirmed the Fuel Rod Cannon and the Sentinel Beam are both going to be there as well. So officially, we know 5 of the 9. I wonder what the other weapons will be. You know, if they have the 2 detachable turrets, maybe that counts as 2 of them, or maybe the SMG, or maybe the SAW LMG, or maybe the Spartan laser. I don't know. We'll see. Vehicle upgrades. For the first time in Halo Combat Evolved, the Master Chief can hijack nearby enemy vehicles and add range to his repertoire at the helm of a Wraith tank. There you go. You couldn't do that in the first game. Better still, the dependable Warthog now boasts an additional seat on the rear bumper, so your whole 4-player fire team can ride out together. Very nice. Dozens of skulls. Return to any mission in Halo Campaign Evolved and remix your experience with the most gameplay modifying skulls of any Halo campaign. Activate skulls for randomized weapons, altered enemy behavior, player attributes, environmental effects, and more. Dozens of skulls. That's crazy. I want to say most of the games had maybe a dozen total, maybe a dozen and a half, maybe. But dozens of skulls, that's crazy. That's a lot. It's going to be really interesting replaying these missions, I'm sure. Play together wherever. There you go. There's 2 guys doing the split screen couch co-op there. Everyone's invited to this mission. For the first time in Halo history, Halo Campaign Evolved allows players to seamlessly squad up with friends playing on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5 in both online and networked co-op for up to 4 players. There you go. Everybody gets to play together this time. Welcome to the party, PlayStation. Experience the legendary story together from anywhere at any time with shared progression between all platforms. That's cool. Console versions will support 2-player split screen. Boom. For immersive nostalgia factor, conquer all 13 campaign missions with a friend from the classic confines of your favorite couch on both Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. There's the gameplay preview. It's like a 13-minute video on YouTube. I recommend watching it. It's awesome. Ready to see the game in action? Check out these highlights from the Silent Cartographer and the setting in the playable pre-release build, yada yada yada. Whether you're discovering Halo for the first time or returning to Alpha Halo after 25 years, Halo Campaign Evolved retells the legendary story of Halo Combat Evolved with an expanded narrative and gameplay enhancements that broaden the scope of our first encounter with the Covenant. We can't wait to share more information with you next year for updates on Halo Campaign Evolved, coming to Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PlayStation in 2026. There you have it. So in the roundtable, they did talk about new enemies being added to the game. They specifically mentioned a new Halo Flood form called not new, but it was in Halo Legends, but it's called a tank. They're adding that. That wasn't in the original. They haven't specifically said any new vehicles. They said you can hijack enemy vehicles and add range to the Chief's repertoire at the helm of a Wraith tank, which is really cool. I don't know if they're going to add new vehicles on top of that, or it's just you have access to the Covenant vehicles in the game. We'll see. In classic Halo tradition, there is a new Cortana design. In the original game, she was purple, and it seems in this concept art she is blue, which is fine. She's blue in every other game except for the first one, but I wouldn't mind seeing a toggle to change her to being purple, just for those who maybe want to, stay as true to the original game as possible. And they don't talk about it here, but there is a major return of the Flood, which we haven't seen for a long time, basically since Halo 3, unless you played Halo Wars 2. They did talk about pulling a lot of the Flood behaviors from the later games, such as Halo 2 or 3, and putting them in Halo Combat Evolved. In the roundtable, they also talked about their narrative approach and wanting to be as true to the original game as they can. The cinematics are being rebuilt using motion capture and using the original source material, such as like the original assets, the original code, and storyboards. So they're not just copying the old cinematics 1-to-1 and just with upgraded graphics. They're actually remaking them and sort of reshooting them, so to speak. They're remastering and remixing the music to go along with the newer cinematics. They are updating some gameplay mechanics. They are adding the ability to sprint. I wonder if they'll add the ability to vault or mount over certain objects. Okay, so overall, I am excited for this. I've been a big Halo fan for a long time. I've played through the campaigns multiple times each. I put my fair share of time into multiplayer. So this is made for me. I will probably be getting this. But the big question is, should they have remade this or should they have potentially made a new game? I think this is a very smart move by Halo Studios. Halo really needs a win right now. They've been on the back foot for about a decade, I'd say, maybe a little over a decade. And Halo needs to reintroduce itself to a younger audience and now to the PlayStation community, most of whom may have never played Halo. It needs to reintroduce itself, so to speak, to new players, to a new generation, to a younger audience. So I think this is a really smart move. If it is done well, then it could be big and it could serve as a benchmark to sort of rebuilding the brand. Halo Combat Evolved, the original game, it's still really good. Really, the only thing that's aged poorly from Halo Combat Evolved is the graphics. The gameplay is still fun, the story is still fantastic. So, as long as they don't mess with those too much, then I see no reason why this shouldn't serve as a benchmark and a new start for Halo. But I guess only time will tell, right? We'll see. Again, overall, I am excited for the game. This is something I'm going to be covering on the channel, so subscribe for future videos about Halo.